A portion of this podcast is brought to you by my friends at Polar Bear Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Polar Bear Plumbing, Heating, and Air, it's so great to know they're available at any time. Maybe you got a nighttime emergency. They've got a wonderful crew, and they're going to get out there and take care of it. Clogged toilet? Take care of it. Clogged shower. I have long hair, like really long hair, and I constantly am clogging that drain. Ryan, you love that. And one thing that Ryan absolutely despises doing is cleaning out the hair, which I should be doing it, but you do it, but you don't have to do it anymore because as disgusting as it is, they're only professionals at Polar Bear Plumbing, Heating, and Air. So they will come out and they will clean it out and they won't be judgy.
Can I tell you, the technician who came out
Caleb Hart
was the nicest person I've ever met in my life.
Literally so sweet. And they just hire the best of the best when it comes to people. So I have no problem anytime someone is talking about maybe they got some issues with their air conditioner, they're worried about this summer coming up, or maybe they have a plumbing problem and they don't know what to do. I love being able to tell them about the folks at Polar Bear Plumbing, Heating, and Air. They are family owned and operated, like the best family. So great. They're locally owned and operated, which is important. You want to talk to somebody right here and not get put through a call center where you don't even understand what the person's saying. And they are veteran owned and operated. That's the triple threat, y'all. So why not write down their info? PolarBearPHA.com. That's PolarBearPHA.com. A proud sponsor of the podcast.
I'm going to say the thing you're not supposed to say.
Let's talk about marriage.
They have like a 2-second rebound rate and you're back doing the next pain in the ass thing.
Parenting. Oh my gosh.
They have sucked the pretty right out of me. They treat me like it, and I do their laundry. Lucky me.
Sex.
I'm caught between two evils. I generally like to take the one I never tried.
Scary stuff like ghosts. I know it's totally out of left field, but just go with me on this.
Boo, you whore.
Love.
I give you what you need. That's all. I'm talking about taking care of each other the best you can. What's wrong with taking care of a woman? She takes care of you.
Friendships.
Wink and her necklace says best friends forever.
Actually, you want it to say forever? I don't think you guys will be best friends forever, no offense. But sometimes you grow apart and maybe she'll find a new best friend. They end up doing everything together.
Episode of the podcast. We're hoping you're I'm stumbling just over myself already. It's taken like 12 seconds in. Hopefully everybody is having a great day so far whenever you're listening to this. That's the thing, is when you're on like a radio time slot, you could say, hope you're having a good morning. And you know, people are listening to you in the morning because you're not there any other time of day. But it's weird with a podcast because people listen at all different kinds of day. What I actually should say is I hope you're having a great lunch hour, because the most downloads actually, I would always have assumed they come in first thing in the morning, that they actually come in between 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock is when we really get the old, we get pounded, and we get pounded hard during that time. Ryan, thanks so much for joining me today. How are you?
I'm okay after that.
You know, here's the deal. We are in different states currently because Ryan is on a business trip. And so he is in Florida. And I don't know what it is, but I feel like you being gone, I'm looking at you through your computer. You're in a night. It looks like a very nice hotel room. You could see Mar-a-Lago from your window.
Yeah. No, I'm about as far east as it gets. I'm in Palm Beach, Florida, for some work. And I was like, oh yeah, I think we're pretty close to, like Trump International Golf Course in Mar-a-Lago. And I open up my window and I can see Mar-a-Lago right across the canal right there.
Is it like, what is the weather like there? Let me live through you, because I'm still back at home.
It rains like torrentially, and then it's nice. And then there's palm trees, and then it's humid. And so, but like when I flew in, so had connecting flights, which is always awesome. So a lot of time on an airplane, plus I'm tall. So being on an airplane is just generally pretty awesome. And land in Florida, and where we pull up to the gate, and the guy's like, the air pilot gets on and goes, hey guys, so there's some lightning in the area, so the ramp workers can't come out. So we're going to sit here until the ramp workers can't come out. It's not raining at this time, but there's lightning in the area. So get this. I see the gate. I'm at the gate. I see it. I see other planes. I flew Delta. There's United. There's American. Everybody's planes are moving. They're ramping and whatnot.
So the other planes were getting in on it, but you guys
the pilot gets the mic. He goes, "Hey guys, sorry, it's a Delta rule when it's within 7 miles, we can't have the ramp crew out. So I'm sorry you see United doing it. I'm sorry you see an American pulling up, but unfortunately we can't get to the gate for 2.5 hours. So flying for 6 hours, right? Because all the connections and everything else. But I literally could see my gate. I could probably throw a football to my gate, but I had to sit there for 2.5 hours and not get off the plane, which was effing enjoyable. So sorry.
I wish
That's how I
one
started.
time you just let it fly. You just let the F word fly, but you're just not. You're not
Not my style.
You know what? Can I just break in here? And I'm watching what you're doing in your room right now, and it's troubling.
What?
You're drinking out of a water glass. Did you never see 2020 about how they take like a blue light to the room? You're doing it again. You're drinking out of a water. They say that those don't even get changed because if they still have the little paper on top, they just leave them. So that means you're probably drinking out of
Whose immune system is stronger?
mine by a mile.
Oh, no way. Really? Like the last couple of weeks, you've been like down and out. Like, I have a headache. I don't feel good. I ate some bad eggs. Oh my God. Me? It's like once every 2 years, I'm like, I feel sick. And that's the end of it.
Yeah, but the difference is when you feel sick, it's like everybody stop what we're doing. There is a national emergency, and that is Ryan being sick. And everybody, okay, here's a little, and this is totally man flu territory. But when I was pregnant with Murphy, I was so sick. And I'm talking about like morning sickness, but it was all day long. And I remember just being so sick. And Ryan starts saying, I think I don't feel good. I have a cold. And I said, okay, well, I mean, I don't feel good, but okay. But, you know, you kind of get used to not feeling good. And after a while, you try not to expect people to every day for almost a year cater to you not feeling well. So you try to push through. But when a lot of men, not all men, but I know Ryan, when you get sick, it is ridiculous. I said, let me make you some soup. And he said, okay. So I go down and make him some soup. Didn't like the soup. He goes, what kind of soup is this? So I said, well, it's, chicken noodle. I don't like that. So I drove to get him some chicken tortilla soup. And I get back and he goes, I'm too weak to lift my head. He's dead serious. There's no joke in this. I am too weak to sit up and take bites. Will you feed me? Now, at first I thought, you got to be shitting me. You're messing with me, aren't you? Because I am growing a human. I can't stop vomiting. And you want me to spoon feed you. And you know what? I did it. Who's the sucker in this scenario? Because I'm like, okay.
You are a couple things. You're fantastic. You take good care of me when I'm sick.
I do.
I have been sick like 3 times in our 17 years together.
It's true. One time he got so sick that he had to go to the hospital. And I said, you need me to go with you on this one? And he said, no, don't go. Because we would have had to get all the kids up and get them in the car. And it was like 1:00 in the morning. And you go, I'm fine. I'm just going to go. What I didn't know was, you were damn near sepsis level. You were so sick.
Yeah, I had an infection that caused me to go to like 104 where I was like hallucinating. And you let me drive in the middle of the night to the ER.
Well, in hindsight now, that was a poor decision on my end, but that makes me sound so awful.
No, it wasn't. I told you it's fine. We kids were little. We definitely would have had to get the kids up. But yeah, I'm like seeing ghosts at 104 and driving to the emergency room at 1 a.m.
And I really should have been more aware, because I remember that night we had all the windows in the bedroom open. It was winter and you were so feverish. And you were talking in your sleep, and I'm like, hey, buddy, why don't you think those hallucination thoughts rather than...
Oh, so attentive. So attentive.
Shh, stop talking.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, The fact that you're in a hotel room makes me jealous. I don't know why I love staying in hotel rooms, as long as they're not like completely disgusting. I think it's fun. It's always fun to see what the room looks like. It's fun to put your stuff away. It's fun that people come in during the day and they clean up after you. I love staying in hotels. And so I've been seeing a lot of, probably because I'm looking these things up, but I've been fed a lot about cruises right now. Have you heard anything that's going on with Carnival Cruises?
Not a peep.
Okay, so there is this Carnival cruise line, and it's a specific ship. It's called the Echo of the Sea, and people have been getting in fist fights. For some reason, this cruise has brought out the absolute worst in people. I don't know if it's oversold. It looks from the videos, and I'll post the videos, looks like they oversold it, kind of. But people are literally getting into fist fights, and the reason is because they're sneaking booze on the cruise, which I had always heard. You know, there are ways, if you go on Amazon and you look up like fake shampoo bottles, there are ways that you can get booze on the plane. But because they're having such a ramp up of people literally going to fisticuffs on the cruise ship, they are now checking everything. Now imagine getting to, like, we've gone on a cruise before. We had to fly from Denver into Miami, and then we took off from Miami. Imagine getting there. And it used to be, if you were sneaking booze on, A, they would never catch it. Or B, if they would catch it, it wasn't the end of the world. It was like, you can't take this on. Okay. Because you have to pay for one of those drink plans that are ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so now what Carnival is doing is they are checking every bottle that people are bringing onto the boat. And if there is alcohol, if there's more than 750 milliliters of either wine or champagne, they don't allow hard alcohol. Your ass is not only kicked off, you don't get to go on that cruise, but you are forever banned from Carnival. They say they are tired of the messiness going on, people throwing up in the pool. And you know, on a cruise ship, if somebody not urinates, probably everybody's urinated. If somebody vomits in the swimming pool they have to empty it. They have to legitimately. And then no one can swim on it while they're on the cruise ship. It's insane if you think about it.
So traveling now, I'm in Florida, but we're talking about cruises. That was my least favorite vacation we've ever taken.
I know.
I did not like a cruise at all. And you talked me into it. Let's try it. I know there are people that die hard, love cruises, only way they'll vacation. Oh man, I did not like. Cruise was not for me. I don't know. I like going around and seeing too much rather than be stuck on a boat for 3/4 of the vacation.
I liked going on the cruise. The one thing that I did not like, which stops me really from fighting the cruise battle with you, is I don't like the fact that they're so worried about sickness on cruises that you have to go through like a cattle call, and they have hand washing areas before you can get in the food area. Of course you should wash your hands. What bothers me is so many people need to be reminded to wash their hands. I mean, they had like cruise attendants waiting to make sure people washed their hands. Isn't that disturbing to you? That's all I thought about was gross. This many people would just walk in and scratch their ass and be in the pee-pee pool, and, you know, God knows what they're doing. And then they just get into the buffet line. Everything's a buffet on a cruise. That's another thing. But I have to tell you,
What?
I'd do it again. I know you're like anti-cruise. I would totally do. We have some friends right now who are on an amazing cruise. They're in Greece, and they're cruising, and it just looks fabulous and beautiful. And we went on more of a kid-oriented cruise, so there were little ankle biters everywhere. It was also very windy, so we couldn't go out on the deck half the time. You have to hit that perfect cruising situation, or else it is kind of
You're on some sort of tangent tonight. Look at you go.
I am, because I have been fed all of these videos about cruises and how people are beating the ever-living crap out of each other. So much so that Carnival about turned the damn ship around because so many people were getting in physical altercations and beating each other up because they were getting ossified drunk.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you like it when I travel? Is it nice for you to get some break time?
Like 3 people have asked me this. They're like,
Yeah.
Are you enjoying it? And I have to say, yes and no.
Okay.
I have this fear of dying while you're gone. And
That's the reason you don't like it.
and I miss you. But what if I die? Like, what if I fall in the shower? I mean, Murphy can't help me. She would be off in her own world, and I'd be long gone by the time anybody found me. So that's something that I think about. But I will say, what I do like is I have this rule that I've set for myself where when Ryan travels for work, I am able to eat like a 10-year-old. Whatever food he won't eat or does not like to eat, or it's not healthy, or it's not, that's where I'm like, ooh.
It took all of me being gone for 2 hours. It took me being 2 hours of being gone before I got the credit card ding of, you just ordered DoorDash, Little Caesars. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
First of all,
and DoorDash, Little Caesars is like $5. And it's all like, you just ordered $39 from Little Caesars on DoorDash. I'm like, what?
Well, can I tell you, your view on Little Caesars is so wrong because it is no longer just $5. They've really upped those prices. But Murphy had some friends over, and I thought, you know what? Ryan's gone. I'm going to order pizza for the kids, for myself. But yeah, but I don't DoorDash as much as I used to. I used to just flagrantly, I was like, I want some Starbucks, DoorDash, and now it's true. When you get to the end of putting your order in, something that would normally cost you $12 if you just drove the 5 miles ends up being $39.95. So I'm a lot more sparing with the DoorDash, and I think that's a good thing. But I will say that is the one thing. It is hard, and I'm very impressed, but it is hard being married to somebody that is super physically into physicalness. You know,
hold on, because I'm going to make a T-shirt. Super physically into physicalness.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes because sometimes I just want I want pizza, and you're like, I'm just going to cook this chicken breast over it. Oh,
we had chicken breast in the fridge. That's right.
Yeah, I threw it away when you left.
Can I? Oh, thank you.
To make room
can
for
I
the
say?
pudding.
Which actually, you're not kidding. I know that.
Uh-huh.
So I am proud of you, though. While I've gone, you have taken Murphy to her softball game, and then you called me and talked about, you'll never guess what we did, and you guys were out playing tennis together.
We did. We went to play tennis.
Is something that you enjoy watching Murphy and I do. You don't enjoy doing it, but you went out and you did it. So good on you.
I know, I did do it. I've been trying to do a lot of activity, but we're also in the very beginning of summertime. And I think at the beginning of summertime as a parent, you're like, we're going to do the reading program, and we're going to join the museum club, and we're going to visit the zoo. She made like a bucket list. And so on her bucket list, one of the things was she wanted to go to the library. Yeah. And so today we went to the library. I thought that was
but you're like uber parent this first week of summer with going solo and being the first week of summer. You're killing it.
Well, but give it 3 weeks into summer and I will be like, let's just eat a Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
Have you been staying super healthy while you're gone?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, they feed you pretty well, and so nothing crazy. So I've been drinking my water, of course. Out of that
nasty glass.
Yeah, but no. So I've been doing okay. I need to make it around. I've been stuck in the hotel the entire time in meetings, so need to make it around a little bit more, especially being out in Florida. But hey, I saw something come through, kind of knocked me off my feet a little bit. There's a podcast that's ending. Have you heard this?
Yeah, I did see that. It's Mark Maron's podcast.
Mark Maron's WTF is ending after like 16 years. He's like a little bit of the pod father. Like he's been going on for like 16 years.
Did you come up with the pod father thing?
No, some people call him that.
Oh, really? I would imagine Joe Rogan is the pod father.
He's also been called it. He's been doing it a long time, but I think Maron was in it. He was one of the first that were like really big in it.
Yeah, and I read what he said when he put out the announcement that he was quitting. He said, we just decided, he and his producer, that when they were done, they were just done. When they weren't feeling it anymore, they were just going to be done. And I have respect for the fact that they're like, you know what? We're not really wanting to do this anymore. He wants to explore doing new things. And I mean, I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this. I hope for a while. It seems like it's working out for now, but you don't know. I mean, does anybody want to do the same thing forever?
Yeah, I guess if you have options as like an actor and whatnot, yeah, you don't want to. But I don't know. Marin, he gets to talk to actors and comedians twice a week. And I don't know, it just seems like a cool thing. But yeah, after 16 years.
Yeah, but you also have to think, if you don't need the money, and that's not something that would be, that's a lot of work to put into editing. Not that he's doing the editing, but like doing the interviews, preparing for the interviews, executing them, and then making sure that you have all the information that you need, what they need to talk about to promote whatever they're promoting, what you think that people want to know. It's like a lot of mental space. And so, I don't know. I say good on him for kind of deciding. But this is a guy that also does, if you don't know who Marc Maron is, he also does movies and he does TV shows and he does
tours.
He goes on tour. We've seen him a couple times. He's a stand-up comedian. We've gone and seen him a few times, and he's pretty good. I wouldn't say he's amazingly good. I'd say he's okay.
I'd say he does that. He's one of those comedians that kind of can make people uncomfortable. Right. And I don't know if you remember the first time we saw it there, he was saying some discouraging things against organized religion. And people were like getting up and leaving. Yeah. They were like, oh no, I'm not. And it made me think, have you never listened to him before? You don't know who he is, do you? And
well, but I think one of the places that we saw him, it's a place that sells like season tickets. So not only do you get a season ticket to go and see this comedian, but you also get a season ticket to see the African dances of the Rain Man, where they're dancing and they're, okay, that didn't come out right. But you know what I'm saying, where it's like cultural. And then so I think that when older people, I'm going to just say older people, but when they buy these package deals, they're like, damn, we're going to every single thing we paid for. And they're not like specifically knowing who they're going to see. And yeah, he's got some pretty rough stuff.
Yeah. But it was fun to watch it. People just be so offended by a comedian that they got up and walked out in the middle of a show. I'm like, okay. So being uncomfortable and watching people be uncomfortable is like oddly pleasing to me. I like that. It's like a warm feeling. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah. And being embarrassed or being, I'd say more uncomfortable. Like I don't know. It's kind of like makes my hair stand up. It's kind of a good thing.
Good to know. Now, are we ready to move on to the next topic? Because I got one more thing I want to talk about.
Yeah, sure. Go.
Have you seen how much money the Mission Impossible movie has made?
Over a week?
Yeah. Look it up now.
Do you know it
No, I'm asking you to please look it up. Because while you're looking it up, I want to yet again remind people that Tom Cruise, who does all of his own stunts in these Mission Impossible movies, which is insane, he is 63 years old. When you look at Tom Cruise, like if you're just listening, I want you to just picture Tom Cruise. He's a good-looking dude. I mean, and I know that men age usually pretty dang well. Us women, we have a little bit harder of a time, but he has aged very well. And it makes me think, who else was 63, I was reading, was Dorothy from The Golden Girls. Same age.
And if they got together, that would look like his mom.
That would look like his mom. What's even crazier to me is the fact that the woman who played Dorothy's mom, she was younger than Dorothy. She was 62 years old. So younger than even Tom Cruise right now. Isn't that crazy to think about how just different things are now? Tom Cruise is jumping out of helicopters. And you know what? He is the greatest advertisement for Scientology. Because you really look at him and go, damn, is there anything you can't do, Tom Cruise? Maybe there is something to say. Then you read about what you have to do. You have to be in the Sea Org, and you have to clean toilets. You have to sign a contract that lasts 1 billion years. This is a true thing. You also have to work at like 40 hours a week, and you only make like $32 a week. They pay you very little. I think Scientology is interesting. They shuttle you in these big buses to and from your job that you're given. And that's how you live. You live in these dormitories. I'm sorry, I've been fed this pretty regularly. I don't know. I look at Tom Cruise and I think, damn, maybe he does know the secret, and maybe that secret is Scientology.
Well, then what's Paul Rudd's secret?
I don't know. Do you think he's like a closeted Scientologist?
No, absolutely not.
How much has Mission Impossible made? Did you look it up?
Yeah. Mission Impossible has made $354 million at the box office.
$354 million.
Uh-huh. But and I know we've been talking about this in a couple episodes. We did go see Lilo and Stitch with Murphy and her friend, and it was great. I really liked it. How much is Lilo and Stitch done?
I said $40 billion.
40. You're correct. It was $40.2 billion. No, it was $610 million.
Isn't that amazing? Maybe it's because I've been going to them for so long, but kids' movies are just so the same rigmarole. I truly enjoyed this Lilo and Stitch movie. I thought it was adorable. I thought the girl that they chose to play the Lilo character is so cute. And I thought it was great. 10 out of 10. And that's it for today. That's all the time that we have for today. So thank you so much for listening. Be sure to follow on social media, because that's where I post regular videos, entire episodes, and also bonus content. So check that out. And also maybe subscribe to the YouTube channel. Again, that's where you're going to get some bonus content and more episodes for your liking. Because, gosh, wasn't tonight just fire? It was. What would you do?
It was fire.
It was fire.
You bounced around so much tonight.
I did. You know why? Because I'm on a sugar high from the 18 Slurpees I've had since you stepped on a plane.
And you know what's crazy is I know you're not lying.
Thank you for listening, and we'll be back tomorrow. Ooh, Misty Gemstone this week. Misty Gemstone. You know, as I get older, I really have an eagle eye for things that maybe I didn't even look at when I was younger. I can guarantee I didn't look at this stuff when I was younger, but now I can tell you that I am officially obsessed with garage doors. I look at them when we drive in neighborhoods. I like to look at what kind of garage doors are out there. And you know what else? I am so jealous of people who have garage doors that are like, instead of sliding glass doors, boring, thumbs down. We all got them. Nobody wants them. You can get one of those garage doors that go up and down, and they're glass. They're so cool, so stunning, and I am truly obsessed. But let me digress here and tell you about my friends at Garage Door Service and Sales. These guys have been really ride or die. I've been doing endorsements for them for almost 20 years. They are wonderful, wonderful people. And if you don't believe me, which I hope you do, but if for some reason you don't believe me, all you got to do is go on and look at the ratings and the reviews of the service, and you're going to be blown away. So whether you want a brand new bougie garage door, or maybe there's something wrong with your garage door you have and you just want to get it fixed. It's a spring. It's a really loud motor. It won't open or close at all. You got to call my friends at Garage Door Service and Sales. They cover all the bases for not only homeowners, but for business owners as well. So if you got big jobs, they'll take care of you as well. Or if you got something small, again, like a spring, they're going to take care of you. It's GarageDoorServiceandSales.com. Garage Door Service and Sales is a proud sponsor of the podcast.